Hi.
Shake hands.
How you doing?
And enjoy your session.
All right. Wow. This is unbelievable. When I saw my speaking slot was at 5:15 at the last day of World Hosting Days, I thought, there's going to be 2 people in the room. I'm just going to, be very quick about it. I'm just going to say, hey, let's pretend I did the presentation and let's get some beer. But fortunately, all of you showed up. I haven't prepared, I have prepared something, so let's go through our presentation today. Just a show of hands, who was there at the presentation of Marco Howard, our CEO, yesterday? One person? Okay, that's good, because I'm going to do a little bit of his presentation in the beginning, just to introduce LuxCloud a little bit and to introduce what we are doing. So, LuxCloud is currently a 3-year-old company out of Luxembourg. We have a very dedicated team of about 35 people now, with 18 nationalities in our midst. It is a very multicultural company. There's a lot of interesting fights going on between Germans and French, and so it's really, really cool. We have a couple of specialities that we do. We have ISV onboarding, so we have a Parallels platform where we onboard, Parallels customers or ISVs that have APS. We do that. We do our own development as well on APS. And we help ISVs go to the market. So that's the first part of what we do. Second part is we syndicate services to other marketplaces. So for instance, with Tech Data, we have a syndication contract, and with KPN we have a syndication contract where they themselves have their own storefront, they have their own front end, and they want to keep that, but they do want to have a couple of our services that we have to offer. So in that case, we syndicate services to our partners. Then the third part is the white labeling, which is traditional white label. We offer hosting in SharePoint and Exchange and all those things in your own brand. So if you are a small hoster, or if you want to get into the cloud business, then we can offer you the full Parallels platform with your own look and feel on top of it. And then we do professional services, and we develop plugins. We develop the product that I'm going to show you later on is our own development, and so that is where we have a couple of very, very good guys in our company, and girls actually. Now let's go back to web hosting and to the cloud. The question is cloud an SMB love story? We know that Gartner says that in 2013 the whole addressable market for cloud services is 131 billion. We also know that 80% of SMBs who use cloud services and experiment with it are satisfied with the experience. And we also know from Parallels research that over the last couple of years, the amount of cloud applications that an average SMB is using has gone up from 1 to 4 to 7 in 2015. So that means that SMBs are consuming cloud applications. A lot of web hosters have been actually quite successful with infrastructure as a service or platform as a service and selling that to customers. We think that the reason why this has really been successful for web hosting companies is that web hosting companies are often, a lot of, look around here, a lot of geeky guys who love their server stuff and who love that stuff. And so when they create something, they create it for themselves. Of course, that's what you do. So when they create control panels and stuff like that, they create it from an engineer for another engineer. And that fits perfectly. Platform as a service, same thing. It is for developers. It is it's a developer's product, so no problem there. But what about software as a service? Software as a service is not used by the engineer, or it is used by an engineer, and it's not only used by the system administrator, it's actually used by the people inside of a company. So the people inside of an SMB have to use these cloud services. Now, why is SaaS slow to pick up? Let's examine what an SMB wants. He wants single contact for all his cloud services. Now, currently, a lot of these cloud services are sold directly. You go to the internet, you find a cloud service provider, and you buy the service. Great. They want to use it on their mobile phone, they want to use it anywhere, everywhere, and they plan to use more cloud services. So all of these points are there. All the pieces of the puzzle are there. But what are web hosters? Are web hosters really adapted to consuming for SMB consumers? Look at what we as an industry are offering to our customers. Control panels from the 1990s, lots of text, lots of great features, and probably, technicians they don't care, they just do whatever they want to do. But now we're talking to end users, SMBs, people who don't want to know all about this shit, and they don't want to have 15,000 options. They just want to use and consume these services. Now, even if you give them all these services, then, okay, now you have this company with 5 applications. So 5 applications need to be administered by someone. And so the administrator has to go into cloud application number 1 and set up 5 users. He has to go to cloud application number 2, 5 applications. And then the end users, they get an email saying, oh, well, you can go here and just log in with this username and password. And then, they get another link to another application with another username and password, and another, and another, and another. So we are at, in 2 years, we're at 7 applications. 7 applitions with 7 URLs. What? People are going to get lost. They're just going to, the end users inside of a company are lost. So, what does it take for an end user in an SMB to consume more cloud services? It needs to have flexibility, it needs to be mobile, it needs to be usable. Customization, they need to be able to customize it to their own needs. It needs to be integrated, it needs to work together. And it needs to have single sign-on. Alright, so now you say, finally, the product is coming on. So this is the product that we've built. It is, we introduced here the Gateway for Cloud. Gateway for Cloud is our solution for SMBs and for web hosters as well, to consume cloud applications in the way we think that they want to use them and consume them. So we offer a flexible design, a design that is completely customizable, so it is fully CSS. It can be changed. Now it looks like this, can look like this, or it can look like this. So the design can be tailored towards your needs or your customer's needs. And then we bring usability. So we feel that centralized one-click access to all your cloud applications is important. Now, the underlying technology, Parallels, is a great product. It's a great, Parallels automation does a great job in creating, 5 different applications with 5 different users. But it does a crappy job in showing it to the end customer. The end customer has to still go to these 5 portals and log in and lose his password and think, oh, well, it was on my other computer. And so that is what we try to do with the Gateway for Cloud. So it is a platform that is mobile. The mobility is very important for us. We see the tablets everywhere, and we think that people want to switch from this thing to their mobile device, to their laptop, to back and forth, to different, at home, a different machine. And that's the great thing of a cloud application. Cloud application, if you start working on it here on this machine, and you close it off and you go to someone else's machine, you log in again, you have the same applications, you have the same settings. So, what about you becoming a full cloud service provider? So, a web hoster can reduce the churn rate with this product. He can increase his customer base because actually, more people will start to use it and start to tell everybody about it. And of course, increase our ARPU. And that's what we all want. We don't want to introduce one application. We want to introduce 10 applications. And that again is why we've chosen to use the Parallels platform as an underneath in the bonnet, because with APS and APS 1.2 and APS 2.0, we don't have to integrate all these applications. The market is integrating all these applications by themselves. We see, on daily basis, new applications are added to the Parallels application catalog. So the whole catalog is available for you and for your customers. We don't have to do any more integration, any new integration specifically for this. If the application is APS compatible, if it's APS ready, then we can integrate it into our Gateway for Cloud. All right, so what do you have to do? What does a web hoster have to do to get more intimate with his customer? Because we all know what is web hosters today, a lot of them, they're like, oh yeah, well, I don't want to pick up the phone and talk to my customer because that's too difficult. We have to change our habits. We have to go out there. We have to give our customers guidance. We have to consult them. We have to do adaptations, and we have to do implementations for them. If they have an old on-premise Exchange environment, we have to help them migrate into the cloud. There are tools available for that. Cloud tools that we also use. Migration Wizard is a fantastic tool, for instance, that helps people from an on-premise Exchange environment into the cloud. These are all tools that you can use. They're all supported by Parallels underneath. So that is what I think hosters should be doing. The SMB trusts you. I mean, if you ask an SMB, who are they going to trust with cloud applications? Well, most of the hosters are supplying the ultimate cloud application for many, many years. It's email. It's the ultimate cloud application. So, just make that link. So, what our role in all of this is, we want to help the hosters to dig into their customer base, work together with them, and upsell cloud applications. So you can focus on your core competence, because we understand. I was a hoster for many years. I understand that running a hosting business is actually quite difficult, and you have to focus on what you do best. Let us work together with you on bringing more value to your customer. So you have to deliver added value to your customers, but let us help you with that. And in the end, you can rent the services from us that you're missing, or the services that you don't want to implement. You've been doing Linux hosting for years. You don't have people who can run and manage an Exchange platform. Don't. Use ours. Use our technology, integrate it into your storefront, sell it, and be there when that customer of yours says, oh, well, no, I want to move into Exchange. And now you have to say, oh, sorry, can't help you. So we want to help you to go from web hosting to a customer champion. Now, let's switch to our demo environment. So what you see here is our demo environment where all the applications that I have are now integrated into one nice user interface. So I can go to my backup and use the application. I can go to spam experts. It's one of those things, you know, I was talking to the guys from Spam Experts today, and they said, yeah, well, you know what, a lot of end users, they have access to the Spam Experts portal, where they can actually see if they've had any, if there was any email that was caught. And, but they say, the horrible thing is most people call their support to ask them to do that because they don't know, they can't remember where they left that URL with the username and the password. So with the Gateway for Cloud, these products might not be used by an end user every day, but they're there. Every day he's seeing your brand here. He's seeing you. He's being in touch with you. So you're going to build a trust relationship with that customer instead of losing that customer to GoDaddy or to 1&1 or other bigger hosters that are now taking your customers. So the customer here can add new tiles. He can integrate any APS-enabled package into this environment, and the administrator is still in control. So the administrator still can decide, okay, you get to use this application, you get to use this application, you get to use this application. But the end user is in control again of all his applications. He's back, he knows where they are, he knows how to use them, he can create his document, and you know, that's actually, you know, the previous presentation from the guys from OX, we have OX on our platform as well, so as soon as they're done and everything is going to be launched, we're going to have that great OX experience for creating documents online. We can integrate that into the Gateway for Cloud. Now, currently, we have here Microsoft web applications that save the document into a SharePoint environment. And, you know, for those customers who say, well, I've been working with Microsoft for so many years, you know, even though the open office looks fantastic and I want my office, or I want my web apps that are from Microsoft. Fine, let them choose Microsoft or Open Exchange. That's what the kind of freedom that we want to offer our resellers. That's what we want to be able. We have, you know, 3 different backup solutions. We're not in control of which backup solution is the best for you. Maybe the backup solution from Backup Agent fits your needs fantastically. Maybe it doesn't, and you need another one. Well, fine. You know, when it is APS connected, we can put it onto the platform. So here, if I create a document, it is saved automatically into the cloud. Same as you saw in the previous demonstration. But here, it is basically also the provisioning of those applications and of these different applications is taken care of for you. So one cool thing that I did not want to, that I wanted to show you was one of our customers. One of our software partners is actually a company that created a very flexible they created a very flexible Dropbox kind of solution. And the great thing about this was that actually they were so excited about what we did that they actually made, in one afternoon, they made a tile that we could put onto the Gateway for Cloud, where you could take your files and just drop them into the tile and then send them to someone. You know, that's the kind of thing that I love. I love about our sales partners and our software partners are getting excited by this, and they're seeing potential. They're like, okay, well, can we do this? Can we do that? And that's where we really think that our product is, you know, it's an added layer on top of a Parallels platform. Parallels has been in the hosting business for 12 years, so, you know, rock solid on the bottom. But for the end customer, for the SMB, the user inside of an SMB, I think this is the perfect addition to a Parallels platform. So, that was my presentation. Are there sorry, I'm taking away your job.
That's my job.
I'm sorry.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Piesters.
Thank you.
Give it up for him. Well, you've heard him. If you've got any questions, now it's the moment to raise your hand, and we'll come to you with a microphone, and you will be able to ask your question. If you have one.
Or we can bring
No, there's one more session to come, so you need to wait for 2 years.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, you're not the last one. But let me ask you a question. If I already run my own Palace platform, can I buy and use your gateway for a cloud system?
That's a very good question. And the answer is yes. Yes. We sell this for our partners can use it basically for free. But if you already have your own Parallels platform, we sell it as a standalone product. It can be installed into your data center on your server park, and so that you have your own gateway for cloud.
What is the pricing look like?
Well, it's very cheap.
Very cheap?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, we believe in a revenue share model, so we believe in SaaS. So also our gateway for cloud, we have some installation costs, which are just installation costs, and there's nothing fancy put on top of that. But every service user that you use here has around 20 cents of cost if you buy the product, standalone. So if you become a sales partner of LuxCloud, it is included in what we offer to our resellers, sales partners.
Okay. One more question? Nobody fancy speaking into a very cool microphone? No. No. Well, then that's it. Mr. Piesters, this is your applause. Now 5 minutes break, and then we will be back with the last of this year's World Hosting Days hosting session brought to you by FlexNet. See you in 5 minutes. Thank you.